GTA San Andreas. We're dating. We're on Helena now, double A gamer for life. Okay, Helena would be, I guess there's no set order in how you would find the women, but she would be the second one that you would actually come across. You're out here and all of a sudden you see her up here shooting. Now, Helena is one of the women that you would have to have a certain thing. Like I mentioned in dating Denise that I have all the oysters collected. It's one of the first things I do when I start a walkthrough on San Andreas. And the upside to collecting all the oysters, it maxes out your sex appeal. And you don't have to do jack for the girls to be your girlfriends. Now, if you didn't have all the oysters, right there, Helena would be like, you're too big or too muscles or whatever. And I believe you have to be under 20% of muscle mass for her to be for her to become your girlfriend. But for whatever the situation is, once you get all the oysters, none of the women will give you any trouble becoming your girlfriend. But if you do, or if you don't have the oysters, then you're going to have to do whatever they want you to be. So let's say if you didn't have all the oysters and you had you want Helena to be your girlfriend, well, you'd have to go off to a gym and hit an exercise bike and keep hitting that bike until you got your muscle mass under 20%. And then go up there, and then some might have some kind of fashion sense. You might have to put a certain amount of clothes on. But anyway, this is our first date with Helena, and usually the first few dates will say, let's go get something to eat. And all the women usually have like a certain spot that they like. Okay, now Helena does not like any of the fast food restaurants. You cannot take her to the burger shop, pizza, chicken, any of that. Okay, this restaurant right here is the one that she likes, and it's very close to her home. And you gotta go with work, so
is this where you take a nice girl?
You take her up there and have a little dinner.
Oh, calm down. Hey.
In the last video, I was talking about when you date the women, CJ's response is very random, and it doesn't coincide with any of the things that the women say. He'll just go, uh-huh, that's interesting. In Grand Theft 4, when Nico would date the women, they wouldn't have these little cutscenes as far as him eating, having a smile, a little hand touching or anything like that. But his dialogue would coincide with whatever the women say. So whatever the women would say, he would actually have a response to that. Well, in San Andreas, CJ's dialogue to the women is very vague. He's just like, oh, that's really interesting. I'm just going to listen. Helena will say, I don't mean to be a bitch. I'm just born that way, and, whatever. In Grand Theft 4, the dating kind of took it to a different level as far as the being more interactive, as far as like obviously when you took a girl out to dinner or to a bar or whatever, you just you drove up, and then all of a sudden you would just be leaving. As far as like if you went to a dinner, you walk out and say, oh, that was a great meal and this and that. And if you left a bar, you came out staggering. But then it also had a lot of other things. It's like if you went bowling, if you went to go play pool, this and that, you'd actually have to do those activities and that kind of thing. Okay, one of the things I didn't mention yet, when Helena becomes your girlfriend, she does not really give you anything as far as if you get wasted or if you get arrested or anything like that. It mentioned, like when we first met Helena, that she had some tools available in our shed. What that means is there's some weapons up there, and unfortunately, there are not any weapons that I could use. So really what I get from Helena is not much. So, but she's one of the women, and we're going to max her out to 100% like all the women. gonna take her to 100% and get her little gift at the end. And it's really up to the gamer.
This is so interesting.
There's
I'm just
no
gonna listen.
benefit for maxing out a girl to 100%. It's really up to you. So right there on the left, as we drove up to the marker, is a little shed where she's got the weapons in there. At some point,
Cool.
I'll run in there and show you what's in there, but unfortunately, it's nothing that useful to me. You know, I wish like if it had a Desert Eagle, a minigun, something useful. There's nothing useful to me up in there. But if the weapon's useful to you, by all means, like if you like using the flamethrower, well, that'll hook you up because I believe there's a flamethrower in there. But so anyway, that takes care of the first date with Helena. A little late on the video here. Oh, I wanted to show you quickly what'll happen if you take her to a place that she doesn't like. Now, this is one of those places that she doesn't like, and it's kind of comical too. So, sits there, little, I can't believe you took me here, and then all of a sudden a soda will come at CJ, like, bam! So I'll just like reload the check, or I'll reload the game because you know, I'm trying to get her to 100%. So
Hey, Carl, it's Helena.
okay, so I kind of wanted to show you what'll happen if I took her to some place that she didn't like. I find it a little comical, but it's really not beneficial to take her to a place that you don't want to. I mean, if you're going through the trouble of dating them, you might as well take them to a place they like. I was looking through the map. There's a bar up there. I'm not sure if it'll work or not. And then there's a diner over there at the one place. And unfortunately, this place here, it's very close to her house. And it's where she likes to eat. So I'm going to just take her there. So I was like, yep, that's where I'm going to head to. Okay, I'm a big fan of using the motorcycle as much as possible. It's easy to avoid traffic. You know, you can cut through the sidewalks, this and that. You can avoid the poles a lot
Is this
easier.
where you take a nice girl?
Be more careful in future.
It's funny too because I don't know, it looks like a plate of spaghetti and meatballs or something. I don't know, but that's what CJ has every time he takes any of the females to a restaurant they like.
That was a great meal. Can you take me home, sugar?
So like I
I'd
mentioned,
just to prove I could, Carl.
This is so
usually every time you get a girlfriend, the first 2 to 3 dates is usually the same. They want to go get something to eat. So once you find that spot that they like, just keep going back to it. There's no sense in running around to different places, this and that. I mean, obviously it's up to you, the gamer, where you want to go and what you want to do with the dating.
Yeah.
You know, and unfortunately, I don't know, like I mentioned, there's just not much that you get out of it. And for the sake of the videos, I will take them up to 100%. But, you know, you're not getting anything except a piece of clothing, you know, an outfit. And if it's something that you like to wear and you want to have it, so obviously you would have to, you know, get them to 100%. But because we got all the oysters collected, I don't have to get to 50, 60, or 70% for them to invite me in for coffee. Although with all the women, once you get to over 50%, they will give you the keys to their vehicle. And I believe none of the vehicles and any of the females that you date are of any benefit to me. So, you know, it's just something that happens through the process of dating them. If you like the videos, you can always support us by checking out the ads.